Alright, ever been in a spot where you actually lost or forgot your password for your computer? I don't know how often it happens, to be honest. I mean, the only time I actually reset passwords is when maybe a client has bought a used PC from somebody over the internet or particularly eBay. You might buy a laptop that might have a password on it, and the seller might have forgotten to mention the password. Now you have no password. I mean, you can always reset. I mean, reformat and install the operation system again, but that's a bit of a hassle if you want to. I mean, you should always reformat anyway when buying a used computer, so that's no big deal. But anyway, what happens if you actually forgot your password from your personal computer? I mean, I don't know how that happens, but there is a way to actually recover it. There's actually several ways of doing it. Uh, I'm pretty sure there's a couple programs you have to pay for. I know there's one. I think it's called Dual Boot. I think. I'm not too sure. But anyway, there's this one program, Linux-based program. It's called NT Offline Recovery Password. I'm not too sure. But anyway, see, as you can tell right here, I'm on my home account on this virtual PC, and it has a password on it. I do know the password of it, but I actually do know the password of the computer. But this is just to demonstrate that actually has a password. So now we can just simply boot through this Linux-based image file that I'll get to in a second. So now I'm just gonna simply reset the computer. Wait, hang on. Turn off the computer. Just restart it. This program actually works with Windows. I think it works on all versions of Windows. Oh, here you go. Windows reset password and registry editor boot CD. I believe it works for XP and Vista as well. I'm not too sure on 7 because I've only done it on XP. I haven't tried it on Vista. Usually people tend to crack up, well, not crack up, the computers I get tend to be just have XP. The majority of the clients I get have XP on there. It's kind of rare when I get Vista or Windows 7. But anyway, here's a process. Here's step 1, as you can see, has step 1, select your disk. I mean, if you're an average user, not particularly into computers, if you will. Uh, if you're not that crafty with computers like the rest of us that like to tweak around with settings and have dual boot and boot this and boot that, I mean, chances are you're just gonna have a default setting. You're only gonna have one partition, and that's already pre-selected for you. And this has select. Just simply go ahead and hit enter, and it's gonna take you to the next step, which is step 2. Now it's going to ask you to select for the registry files. If you haven't messed around with any of these critical settings, just go ahead and it's already defaulted to the Windows System 32 config. Just simply go ahead and press enter. And here we go. Now we're trying to recover the password. Give me 1 second. The phone is ringing. All right. So what you're trying to do is just simply password reset the password on the machine. So just go ahead and hit 1. Oops, and we're gonna 1. So here is another menu that I select. It'll have you from register error from full write support, and if you want to quit and do something else, you can go ahead and do that. But in this case, we're just trying to recover the password, not recover, reset the password. So now you come up to all of these accounts. There's administrator, guest, help assistance, home, and support. Uh, if you noticed, I only have one account on my desktop, and you got to select the right one. So just go ahead for my account. It was the home account, so it's just HOEM. Hit enter, and what I want to do is just simply clear the password, leave it blank. It actually gives you it actually gives you 3 other options to do. The second one is to edit the password with this program. I wouldn't recommend and do that. Just clear the password. Go ahead and just do it within the Windows operating system and just reset it there. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and hit 1. So there, password clear. But before you finish, you better make sure you quit out of the program and actually save it, because if you actually just shut down the computer, it has not actually done anything to it yet. So we're gonna hit it says select exclamation point to quit or the list users, etc., etc. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit the exclamation point and go ahead on that one. So again, it'll bring you back to this previous menu, and you want to hit Q to quit. Oops, hang on. Quit. And it's about to write the files. Do you want to back down? And for no, and yeah, you want to write it. Go ahead and Tried yes, and it says edit complete. Uh, it says you can try again if somehow it failed. I mean, it doesn't work every time. I had to do it 2 times in one occasion, but usually the first time it works. If it doesn't, just go ahead and run it. So at this point, you're ready to shut down your computer. In this case, let me unmount the, or take out the CD. Let me pull out my CD out of my virtual machine. Go ahead and just reset power off the machine, and let's see if it works. Hopefully it'll work the first time, unlike the last time. So we're gonna start Windows XP. Professional. Ooh, that was quick. See, as you can tell, I just booted you straight through to the Windows desktop, and it didn't even have the user account anymore. So now that's that. Let me actually demonstrate the. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me go find it. Let me catch a list. So how to get it? I mean, there are several ways you can do it the old-fashioned, ancient way of actually burning it on a CD, but I find that irrelevant and inconvenient to me. I mean, these days you have flash drives everywhere, so I mean, if you have a 2 gig or 1 gig file flash drive, use that. It's a lot easier because CDs tend to get scratched and they don't work, and you don't want to go through that mess and just simply. So instead, I use something called Multi-Boot ISO USB created by pendrivelinux.com. So that's them. Simply go to the installation file. This is where you got to be a little bit careful because if you select the wrong drive, like your C drive, for example, you'll actually format the whole drive. So you do not want to do that. So, let me see. I have a really bad flash drive for some reason. For some reason, Toshiba flash drives are crap for some reason. Hang on, give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Here. Okay, there it is. Let's see. So, here it is, my Linux, multi-Linux boot. Well, it's not multi-Linux anymore, but that is the one I use when I have to. Oh, hang on. Let me show all, so just be extremely careful with this one. So F, that's the one I want. It's alright, so you just simply go to the offline password editor. And the neat thing about this program, it'll actually take you to the download page. So let's just go ahead and visit the page. So here it is. You can actually download it from them. They'll have several ways of how to use it. I mean, it's pretty easy. There's nothing to it. It's really simple to use. And I'll leave a link in the description on this website. But you just go ahead and get yourself multi-boot ISO multi-boot ISO program in order to just go ahead and do it. I mean, burning it on a CD is quite clumsy and quite pointless at this time and era. Well, anyway, I hope you guys found this somewhat useful, and thanks for watching.